they are immediately severely attenuated and dissipate to almost nothing because they can't pass through air. So that you can actually be pretty safe in a well-designed and constructed underground base. However, if it is right on a fault, and the fault slips, obviously that could tear the base right in half. So the answer is a little complex, but if the base is intelligently sited, constructed, and intelligently sited, constructed, and operated, it need not be more dangerous than being on the surface, and could conceivably be, all else being equal, safer.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next call. All right, this is, looks like 610, area code 610. You are on the air with Project Camelot.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. My question was kind of for Kerry and for you and Bill. Are you guys familiar with Bob Lazar? And it kind of ties in with the underground base. He said he back-engineered an alien craft at S4 I think in Nevada.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a lot of testimony about that very subject on our John Lear videos on our website. John is a very good friend of Bob Lazar's. Bob Lazar is somebody we would love to talk to, so if he's out there listening, come on the air with us, Bob. But aside from that, the word from John Lear is that Bob has actually been re-recruited back into black projects, and so unfortunately, even if he goes onto the air, which I understand he has done on occasion, he will be working for the powers that be and unable to sort of share with us probably the real truth. But yeah, absolutely, you're right.
And I just want to add to thank you. I want to thank you, Carrie and Bill, for everything you guys are doing. It's noble work, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. That's lovely. We're going to go to the next caller. Thanks so much. The next caller is area code 254, and you are on the air with Project Camelot.
Hey, Richard, do you think that some of the genetic experiments that might be happening at Los Alamos involve ET and human crossbreeding programs? And if this is happening, do you think this could be the origins of the future time-traveling humans that Dan Burris was talking about?
I have to say, in either case, I simply have no idea. I don't know. So that has to be my definitive answer to your questions. But I can say that there certainly has been, in recent years, especially over the last 2 or 3 decades, a huge amount of interest in the human genome by various agencies of the federal government, especially by the Department of Energy. And you'd expect more, Health and Human Services or the CDC or something like that. But no, it's been the Department of Energy. Why exactly that should be, I don't know. I did see, and going through, I wrote to them and asked them questions along this line, and they sent me a big packet of information, reports, and documents. And one of the points they make quite strongly is that they got off on human genetic research when they first began, when the military first began detonating nuclear weapons back in the mid-1940s. And they noticed radioactivity affected genetics, including human genetics. So they began researching it at that time and never stopped. In fact, now do more of it than ever. So that was the answer they gave me, and I'm sure that's true. Whether that is the whole truth, I don't know. I suspect there is more to their vast genetic endeavors than simply that. But that would be my conjecture. I do not work for any compartmentalized or clandestine program. I've never worked for any of the alphabet soup agencies, so I'm not an insider. I'm giving you my perspective based on my own research and numerous conversations with a very wide variety of sources.
Okay, I had to hang up that last caller. I apologize for that. The feedback was really, really bad on your call there. We do have an unknown witness out there coming to us asking this question. Do you know, Richard, of any underground bases in South Yorkshire near Barnsley, England?
No, I can't say right off the top of my head that I do. However, I can say there certainly are underground bases in England. Some of them are well known and have been widely discussed, including on the Internet. I don't doubt that there are others that are highly secretive that have not come to public notice. So the answer to that question has to be no, I don't specifically know anything about that site in particular, but in general I can say that there definitely are underground installations in England, and I surmise the situation there must be much like it is in North America, and in that I would be shocked if there were not clandestine underground facilities in the British Isles.
Okay.
And that's the best answer I can give to that.
Okay. We're going to go to the next caller here. Thank you very much. So this is area code, well, actually, I can't tell. I think it's 521, but it might be 552.
No, this is coming from outside of the U.S. That's why it looks weird.
Hello.
Hello? You're on the air with Camelot. Yep, you are.
Oh, hi, Carrie. I just wanted to thank you and Bill for all your work. I'm calling from Brazil.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, and just to say, I'm transcribing Leo Zagami's interview now.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't know.
We've been waiting for someone to do that.
Yeah, so cool. I'll send you guys as soon as it's done. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Bill, you want to take the next call there? It's actually the middle one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hang on just a moment, and here we go. This is area code 541. You're on the air with Whistleblower Radio.
I was wondering if you guys have just thought about interviewing George Cavasias, or if you've heard of him and some of his theories about alien beings here on this planet.
I don't know anything about George, and I'm going to put that question to Kerry and Richard to see whether they can answer it for you.
I don't know anything about George either.
Yeah, I don't think I do, unless, is he the person who's doing sort of channeling? He kind of like changes in front of your eyes into, he talks in a totally different voice. I think someone sent something to me, if he's the one you're talking about.
Well, actually, I think he's from, just from his sound of his voice, he sounds like he might be from Australia. He addresses the underground bases and how they won't be effective when we ascend to the fifth dimension, supposedly. And he did a series of videos on YouTube about, I think in 2004. And then just recently, he came out with a whole new series of videos that were on YouTube, and I just noticed in the last week they've all been removed, which is kind of strange in itself.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, we are going to break here, so I'm sorry, to interrupt you here. Thank you very much for calling, but we'll keep that in mind. You're free to send us an email suggesting that we interview this one or that one, okay, or have them on our show here.
You're listening to Project Camelot on Whistleblower Radio. We just realized that we hadn't given you the website URL, which is projectcamelot.org, although probably, unless you're listening here by accident, you already know that. We've been talking to Dr. Richard Sauder, and there's a lot of very intense information about underground bases, which is just the tip of a metaphorical iceberg. We don't really know what we don't know about what's underground there. We're into our final 6 or 7 minutes here, so we must be careful not to cut ourselves off with this, with the music and the breaks, and then that's the end of it. Richard, you've got about 5 minutes here, maybe to wrap up with anything else that you'd like our listeners to know about your research, your thoughts, your opinions, and your experiences. Take it away.